I didn't want no one knew who the fuck I was. And that's probably why, if you look at it, people ask me the question, why didn't wrestle Hogan at WrestleMania? I've heard 1,000 different reasons. I didn't give a shit. But you think we drew money everywhere, but on the West Coast, I died. And we didn't sell out Madison Square Garden. They didn't know who I was. I was the guy that the NWA was so far removed from any recognition on cable TV, was very weak.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Let me in.
Hey, this is Toxic Reign Scandal featuring Turnbuckle King. TBK, the man himself, is in the building. We got another good one for you guys today. A little something different. Tonight we not talking about no simps. We not talking about no thirst trapping women. None of that stuff. We are talking about history that should have happened at WrestleMania. And it's the match that never happened at WrestleMania. What am I talking about? What am I referring to? Yes. Why there was no Hogan versus Flair at WrestleMania, and I mean WrestleMania VIII. So this is the match that should have happened, but fortunately it never did. But there are reasons why it didn't happen. Now we know that, for the record, we know that Hogan and Flair wrestled each other before. Just disclaimer, I'm talking about at the biggest stage of them all, WrestleMania. So that's the match we want to see. Two of the biggest names. One from the WWE, Hulk Hogan, known as the WWF champion at that time, and also Ric Flair of his era. His side was the NWA world champion. So definitely. Two of the best both worlds that would have collided on the big stage. They never did. It's kind of like, a big Austin versus Rock at WrestleMania. Think of that. Think of Rock and Cena versus WrestleMania. Or Rock versus Roman Reigns, two big names. And we just never had it. We never had it at all. But let's get into it. Why? Now, we know that Hogan and Flair were the biggest names of those eras. We know that Hulk Hogan was known as the biggest. Before we begin, let's see who's in the locker room, because there's definitely going to air some dirty laundry here tonight. So let's see who came into the ring in the locker room before we begin. We got Brutally Honest Gilbert, salute to you. We got Mr. Pro, salute to you. Thanks for coming out, you guys, tonight. Salute. Gilbert said, let's go. Gerard, salute to you. Said, I don't like Hogan. What you gonna do? But yeah, salute to you guys. Let's get into it. Now, we both know from their respective eras, Hogan was the WWF champion. We know that he was known at that time. And like I said before, Ric Flair, we know he was known as the NWA's World Heavyweight Champion, holding the big gold belt. Now, the thing about it is, these two had such a big name in their respective territories that it never went down. It just never went down. It sucked, but it's true. Thing about it is, Hogan was holding his own branded championship. When you think of this branded championship, you think of Hulk Hogan. When you think of big gold belt, you think of Ric Flair. So these guys, oh my goodness, man. So much history could have been made. So much money could have been made. So much was left on the table because this match did not go down. It sucks, but it's true. And unfortunately, we never ever got this match. But we're trying to get to the root of the reasoning of why it never went down. Yeah, Hogan and Flair, classic at the biggest stage. I knew it drew a lot of money, no doubt about it. Now I know Hogan and Flair, the company was even working towards having a match with these two. Royal Rumble, these guys was completely separate from each other in 1992. I'm meaning the one where Ric Flair won and he won the vacant WWE Championship. They was teasing it. They even had promos get shot. They even went as far as having a photo shoot, all of that. But unfortunately, it just never, ever went down. It never, ever went down. It sucks, but it just could not go down that way. But, but I know, too, that there is animosity towards these two gentlemen. Hogan, Flair, just total animosity. For what I've read, these two did not like each other very, very much. They just didn't. And I think it's the battle of the two at WrestleMania, battle of the two egos. And also, like, subscribe as you come into the locker room. Make sure you hit that like button. Let's not play games here. This is a good one here tonight. But these two here, it seemed like there was always some type of disdain they had for each other. No matter what the case would have been, egos, who wants to win what, who wants to lose against what. But I've always felt like it was the type of beef between Flair and Hogan, and that's one of the reasons why I think this match never ever went down. It's crazy. They wrestled everywhere else except for WrestleMania. And I think it's just egos of Hogan not wanting to lose in the big stage. He was embarrassed, however you want to call it. But it was definitely an ego problem. And it's not cap. This is truth. Definitely undisputed on this one.
And that is undisputed.
So definitely undisputed on this one. So it stinks, but that's just the way it is. These guys it's just too big of names not to have a match. Two big names. I mean, this is a match we all wanted to see, guys. We wanted to see this match. You couldn't tell me any other way. Why didn't we get this match? Hogan, Flair, forget about it. We should have got this match, guys. But these two here, it's just both of these guys could not coexist for whatever reason. Because they couldn't coexist, we just never got the match, man. I mean, I'm mad that we still didn't get that match to this day. Let's see what you guys have to say in the chat so far about it. Let's see. Mr. Pro said Hogan was trash, but they definitely should have battled at Mania. Definitely. Oh, salute to you, Gerard. Appreciate that. Mr. Pro said Hogan is the GOAT. Gold Eagle versus Big Gold Belt. That is the battle of the two. Two of the best, man. It's like Rocky versus it's like Rocky versus Conan the Barbarian, something like that. Two heavyweights. Stallone versus Schwarzenegger, stuff like that. Yep, that was one of the best rumbles, definitely. Battle of the Egos with two Hall of Famers, definitely. Sucks but true. Good Red said right, 92 Rumble. Hogan could have won it. I'm cool with Macho winning, though. Even though it was Flair that won in 92, winning the vacant WWE Championship at that time. But other than that, we should have got this match, guys. Toss Ray Scales, a wrestling historian, no doubt about it. How Hogan would rather lose to the young Undertaker than Flair, that's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. Don't make sense to me either. And I don't. He really didn't want to lose. If you want to be technical, he really didn't want to lose to Undertaker. He lost to him, lost the championship to him, but won it 6 days later at Taboo Tuesday. We know it claimed when Undertaker broke his neck doing the tombstone pile driver. That's what they say. But that could be another story for another day. This ain't about the dead man. This is about Hulkamania versus Ric Flair. Let's see what else you guys got to say. Rambo versus Rocky, definitely. Yeah, guys. This is. I growing up, I thought these two had a match already. I didn't even know they never had a match at Mania. You would have thought these two names of the guys that were biggest in our industry would have had it. We had Rock versus Austin. We had Cena versus Rock. You know, we had two biggest names, and it just never ever went down. And fans don't like that, and they still talk about that to this day. Some fans still talk about it. It goes up. It's even worse than the Sting versus Undertaker, the match that never happened. Hint, hint. The locker room could talk about that later at some given point. Hogan doesn't like it now. It's over. Vince really brainwashed him into thinking he's larger than life. They did fight, though. Heard about that, Mr. Pro. Mr. Pros know everything, man. Mr. Pros, he be in the streets, man. He in the streets. I think Mr. Pros little keyword for TMZ, y'all. Sorry to leak that out. Mr. Pros, I think he's with TMZ. He with the TMZ people, man. He didn't want me to tell y'all. I think he with TMZ. He knows on too much stuff. Knows more than me. But let's get back to what I was saying. Just a little humor here at the locker room. But anyway, I will say that these guys definitely missed out, and they definitely could have done a lot more. I mean, like I said, we know they had matches, but let's be honest, nobody wanted to see that. Nobody wants to see them garbage matches. Nobody wants to see that. I didn't want to see it. Nobody else wants to see those matches at them other stages, the other arenas or pay-per-views. There's no chance that anybody wants to see them other matches except for WrestleMania.
No chance in hell.
Yeah, that's the match. I mean, look at this. Like I said, they forced to have a poster set up for them. This is what we should have got. Look how great the poster looks within itself. WWF, WrestleMania, WWE Championship match, WrestleMania VIII at WrestleMania. The poster sells itself alone. Let's not alone the match. Come on, man. We got to get right with this one. We got to get this right. You know, locker room, we unveil pretty much anything we can unveil. It's pretty much like it's like a lockbox. Locker room, get in there, unlock the box, and it all come out. Wesley Reynolds, salute to the locker room. He said, let's go, man. Thanks for coming out. Hit the like button so you guys come in. Gerard said if fans show how Macho Man treat Elizabeth in modern day, they would have canceled him. You know, I'm going to give you a little summer that you like, Gerard.
For everybody here tonight, who wants to walk with Elias?
Yeah, that's true. They would have booed Randy Savage like this. Yeah, the Macho Man definitely would not got away with that. Gerard said, look, for certain wrestlers who got away with a lot of things, they would have been canceled. Yeah, and then technology, social media, you name it. These guys should have had a match. Now, we know, too, that these two did have matches. We know one match they had was Bash at the Beach in 1994. You know, Hulk Hogan's WCW debut. He faced against Ric Flair, and I believe it was for the WCW Championship. So they did have a match, but it wasn't WrestleMania stage-wise. Also, I think a few years later, they had another match at Halloween Havoc. Remember, they had a steel cage match. Yep, it was in 1994, the same year. Same year they had the match. Rage in a Cage. It's funny, WCW, I always found it weird. Hulk Hogan had no problem wrestling Ric Flair on raggedy WCW compared to WWE. Not once, not twice, but many, many other times. But I'm highlighting the two biggest events. Bash at the Beach, 1994. Halloween Havoc, 1994. But you couldn't wrestle him at WWE WrestleMania, the granddaddy of them all. Come on, Hogan. But they did have a match, however. They have a match. They had a match in 1991. I think it was a house show. This was a house show or televised show. You guys look here. This was WWF at the given time. And yes, it was WWF title match. If you guys can see that, I know it's black and white. It's old school. WWF title match. Hulk Hogan, the champion, versus Ric Flair. And that's him holding a big old belt. As you can see, this was very old. This was in 1991. And then also on the card, they had Intercontinental Championship, Bret Hart versus the Mountie. But yes, guys, these guys did have a match in WWE. But once again, it was not WrestleMania. Nope, not at all. Not at all. And we just want to say, since they missed out on this great opportunity of having this particular match, as we know is WrestleMania, we got to say that this was stupid. Stupid that they dropped the ball on this.
Kingston jaw and face planted.
Yeah, it was stupid. Definitely stupid. Stupid call on this one. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, it was crazy. King Groove TV, salute to you. Thanks for coming out to the locker room. Good brother there. Yes, they fought. That was trash like AEW. It was trash. AEW will be forever 2.0. Oh, Gilbert said he likes one of these. Yeah, definitely, guys. They are 2.0. Sucks. Where I say, yeah, they battled for me as well. Hogan did wrestle some wrestlers in WWE, but did it, and yeah, you did it in WCW. You wouldn't wrestle them in the top cut, just go to the bottom. Come on, man, that's trash. Stupid. Yes, the Flair won by countout. Oh, you're talking about the 1991 Madison Square Garden MSG match. Ross said Toss the Ring scandal. My, you dabbled in the archives with his article. You know, I had to. I like to send myself a wrestling encyclopedia. You know, trying to be the wrestling encyclopedia around this space here. What you gonna do with Hulkamania around you? What am I gonna do with Hulkamania runs wild on me? This is what I would say when Hulkamania runs wild on me. This is what I'm gonna say. He missed the Hulkamania.
Bye bye, bitch.
That's what I'm gonna say to Hulk Hogan. That's what I'm gonna do if you try to run wild on me. Get you out of here, Hulk Hogan. Get you out of there. Yes. Oh, we got a super chat this evening. Let's highlight that right now. Salute to Brutally Honest Goodbread for the $4.99. It says you are the TWP of the IWC. What does he mean by that? TWP is an acronym for Truth with Proof. And of course, IWC is Internet Wrestling Community. Do you want open mic night, Goodbread? I can get that for you. Let's do that sound right. Appreciate that, good bread. Thank you for the super chat of the $4.99 on the 9. Appreciate that. Greatly appreciate that. And yes, as far as right now, it's definitely last week. We'll have a celebration for that too. This channel is now monetized, and if you would like to send donations to the channel, you guys should see the symbol for to send money. Also, I have the Cash App and PayPal for you like to send in donations. Of course, this, I gotta put that up there, highlight that. This channel is about that life. Monetization is about that life, most definitely. So let's get that up there. But with that being said, let's get back to business as usual. But yeah, Ric Flair, Hogan, they definitely dropped the ball on this one. But I know we've been in here for a good 20 minutes. But, Ric Flair did a little interview. If you guys saw my short earlier, he explained why the match didn't happen at WrestleMania. So, his interview was with Booker T at Reality of Wrestling. So, let's see. Booker T has a podcast, if you guys know. And I can pull that up shortly. He'll explain what happens. Let's see what else you guys got to say. King Group said John Cena is a ninja imitation version of the Hulkster. You can't see me. You can't see me. I know you ain't talking about this John Cena, King Group. You talking about this one?
Recognize.
Yes, definitely, guys. Let's see what else you guys have to say before we get to the interview. Definitely drop the ball. All right. Well, you know what, guys? With that being said, let's dive into the interview where Ric Flair, to beat a man, you gotta beat the man. He talks about why this historic match was a never happen. And he discussed it with Booker T and his co-host Brad Gilmore on his podcast, Reality of Wrestling. Salute to Booker T and the podcast. Great work they do. Let's get into that and see what Mr. Ric Flair had to say regarding this.
Talk to you about it, Rick. No, I've got to tell the co-host here. So I said, "Look, you want to see the teaser of my documentary?" He said, "Fuck no, I made it." We were in New York. I said, "Look at this! I just got a trailer." He goes, "Fuck, I don't need to look at it. I made it." It was already said. So
sounds like something he was saying.
So much of my documentary was book. He said, "Fuck it, I made it. I don't need to see it again."
Oh man,
But let me ask you about the doc. Like, is it for you? When you first saw it and you got to see the things that people were saying about you? I mean, what was kind of going through your mind? Like, were you worried about what people were going to say? Were you excited to see what people were going to say? Because I know, Booker, you had to go through that with your doc. You didn't know what people were going to say. So for you, Rick, what was your kind of thought process on that?
Well, God, I'm thrilled. I mean, we all can go like, we're wrestling. We're all telling ourselves we're the greatest of all time, right? But when you hear people talk about you in that light, and especially for some reason, I have a big crossover demographic appeal, which I'm very proud of. And like, the first guy to call me was Lance Armstrong, and then Diplo. I just talked to Diplo the other day. He called me. So, I mean, and I've always had a great relationship with the black community and my brothers, whatever. And I mean, anytime people like that at that level in life talk about you, well, first of all, to answer your question, when you accept that opportunity, you know there's going to be some people saying the wrong things, right? I mean, I'm still, I watched it and I thought, well, Bischoff is still just an arrogant prick. You know what I mean? And that started a little bit of a deal between them. I mean, it means nothing, but it's like, and I go, why would you put that fucking shit in there? And they go, we want to show people to see what you're up against. But it actually pissed me off. It brought me back because it was such a bad time in life for him. Book knows. Book and I talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
How he got away with murder. But I mean, I'm not going to talk about him anymore. But I was very happy with it. And you know what? The best part of it for me was, I don't want to get emotional, but some of those pictures of my son, I have never seen. I mean, I was there obviously for him, right? But my wife, I've never seen him. Ashley's mom and Reed's mom. So she gave him to the company to make. I had never seen him. Little wrestling ones and that, and he's that I cried during that. But I mean, at the end of the day, I was happy, and I felt like everybody was very, very fair with me. You know, Bruce Pritchard said I didn't get over in the WWE. I didn't. In '91, no one knew who the fuck I was. And that's probably why, if you look at it, people ask me the question, why didn't wrestle Hogan at WrestleMania? I've heard 1,000 different reasons. I didn't give a shit. But to think we drew money everywhere, but on the West Coast, I died. And we didn't sell out Madison Square Garden. They didn't know who I was. I was the guy that the NWA was so far removed from any recognition on cable TV, was very weak. Or the Turner saturation when I got there in 90 or 91, right? But I mean, it was still, for me, it was just getting away from Jim Herd, and I'm traveling with Ted DiBiase, Kurt, the Road Warriors. I mean, working with Hulk, and we sold out a lot of buildings. Don't misunderstand me, but they expected everything to be more than sold out, and I think at that time, because of all that shit going on with the steroid trial and all that, I think that they were strapped for cash. I mean, they had to be spent a lot of money in defense of that deal. So, but it didn't matter. I'm the first. Bruce didn't make me mad. People would say to me, "Aren't you mad at Bruce Pritchard?" This time the other day, I said, "Motherfucker, you didn't have to say it quite as loud and clear, did you?" You didn't have to make it that fucking obvious.
It's wrong.
And number two, I never thought I was going up to be the number one guy. I already knew it was Hogan. I just wanted to get the hell out of the WCW. God. And now sometimes I wish I'd never come back.
All right, guys, that's Ric Flair on Booker T Podcast talking about why the match with Hogan never happened. Ric Flair basically said in so many words that he did not, he was not even though he was the NWA's world champion, he was not popular enough. You know, it was could have been a big money match. He pretty much implied, not saying it, that Hogan did not want to do the job to Flair. He didn't want to put him over. That's at least the impression I got from this whole interview. And it definitely was definitely a fail on this one. So with Hulk Hogan, this is what we say about you. Yeah, Hogan, you should let this match go down, man. Seemed like Flair was all down for it, but unfortunately, you didn't want to be down for it because you're Hulk Hogan, and the name sake says the rest, for that matter. But we know that this match should have been the marquee match. But it sucks, though, guys. Though I know I keep saying it sucks, and I'm gonna keep saying it some more because I really did want to see this kind of match. Let's see what you guys had to say in the locker room chat. Let's see. You can't see me make more sense. James K, salute to you. Welcome to the locker room. The locker room. Brutally Honest Gilbert said congratulations to the New York Knicks for advance to round 2. Also, we can say congratulations to the Chicago Bulls for not making the playoffs. So I guess the Bulls and the Knicks both deserve it. No side note, I know this is wrestling. They both deserve it. Go Knicks and go Bulls for not making the playoffs. Job well done. But anyway, let's get back to business. We got Gerard said I really like that. Who told you open mic? Oh yeah, that's the classic. Randy Rhodes on AEW. I love it when ever since Cody Rhodes mentioned that promo a couple weeks ago. Yes, Toss Reigns kind of about to get the 3K, literally almost at that mark. But you know that we gotta keep on pushing and keep on trucking. Definitely we'll get there. We 20 away from that. Thank you all for the support. Who's been here from the beginning, who's been here in the middle of the run, or currently right now. But definitely. Gilbert said something here. He said NWA sold 1,900 while WWF at the time sold 10,000. Hogan didn't see the money. Again, let's compliment Hogan on his intelligence of what he, and let's let him know what we think of his intelligence.
Kingston jaw and face planted.
Yep, he's stupid. Anyway, Gerard said here, lost respect for Hogan when he couldn't get Sid Justice, aka Sid Vicious, Bret Hart, or Ted DiBiase over. That is definitely facts. You own it, man. You own it. You own it. You own it. That's undisputed comment.
And that is undisputed.
Yeah, Ric Flair. Definitely. Hogan was trying not to be Sting on the low. Yeah, but he didn't have to do it like that. And he don't want you to have nothing. He don't want you to have nothing. Hogan don't want you having anything at all. Not one single thing. Like Brock Lesnar up in here when it comes to that, guys.
You actually think you deserve a shot at this? You don't deserve buddy.
Hogan think you don't deserve nothing, buddy. That's how Hulk Hogan be feeling. You don't think you deserve that. But also, guys, there's another channel on here. They also talked about this horrible L that Ric Flair Hogan got, and they talked about this too on the Hogan Flair match. And this is shout out to Wrestling Bios, very popular wrestling channel. Salute to them. I want to highlight that here and see what they had to say about this as well, because they had a point as well. They made some key points here, and I would like to see what these guys had to say following that. But let's get to that in a second. Another interview here, and I will, as usual, react to react. So react to react. Let's get back to that, and let's see what they had to say regarding this match that should have happened at WrestleMania. See what else you got to say in comments. All right.
Hogan versus Sid at WrestleMania VIII is one of my least favorite WrestleMania main events. I just feel the two men didn't work very well together, and this was seriously highlighted thanks to Flair and Savage going on earlier in the broadcast. Along with this, you had Roddy Piper versus Bret Hart for the IC Championship at WrestleMania VIII, a well-received bout that showcased the athleticism of Hart and the storytelling capabilities of Piper. By the time Sid and Hogan came to the ring for the main event, it felt like we had already seen the best the company had to offer. Not only did the WrestleMania VIII main event plod along, but the finish was completely botched. Papa Shango was supposed to interfere when Hogan delivered the leg drop, but poor Charles Wright didn't make it to the ring on time, resulting in Sid actually kicking out of the leg drop, and Harvey Whippleman, Sid's manager, jumping on the apron. This led to a disqualification. It was a mess and it was bad, though the fans were treated to the return of the Ultimate Warrior at the end of the show. Warrior came back to help out the Hulkster, closing WrestleMania VIII with a feel-good moment for those in attendance. The WrestleMania VIII main event was billed as possibly Hulk Hogan's last ever match, and for a while it was. Hulk Hogan suddenly disappeared from WWF television screens for around 10 months following WrestleMania, and this brings us back then to the reasons why Flair didn't wrestle Hulk at the WWF's biggest show of the year. Just to confirm, Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan did indeed work a series of house show matches at the end of 1991 and the beginning of 92. It's been reported that Vince McMahon was expecting sellouts for house shows featuring the Flair versus Hogan match, but attendance was just above average. As mentioned earlier, it's also been said that the two men didn't work well together and the matches were flat. These have been the main reasons given by the WWE as to why Flair and Hogan didn't wrestle each other at WrestleMania VIII, at least through their documentaries and WWE books and whatnot. When you look deeper though, the thing that the WWE will never talk about are wellness violations and scandals. Put two and two together here and the booking decisions surrounding WrestleMania VIII becomes a little more clear. Hulk Hogan appeared on the Arsenio Hall show in the summer of 1991, just before his SummerSlam 3-on-2 match. Arsenio had previously talked about a doctor being convicted for supplying sportsmen with steroids without prescription. Hulk Hogan's name was on a list of customers. Hogan would go onto the show to defend himself, saying what was reported in the newspapers wasn't true, while reminding viewers that the media had put a dark cloud over the Hulk Hogan character, a character that was supposed to be family-friendly and a character who stood up for what was right. The thing is, though, is that Hulk Hogan was lying here. He was lying through his teeth. And we know that because of the 1994 Vince McMahon court trial. Not only was Hulk Hogan lying, but he was doing a really bad job of it. He must have used the word basically around 20 times or more. He talked so much with such discomfort that it felt like a nervous plea for people to believe him. The whole thing just didn't come across well on TV screens. The Arsenio Hall interview did no favours for Hulk Hogan nor the WWF, and with the media breathing down Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan's necks with exposés and damning news articles, the decision was eventually made to get Hogan away from WWF screens. Hogan can make movies, he can make TV shows, or he can get endorsements, but Vince McMahon did not want Hulk Hogan on WWF programming following WrestleMania VIII. Vince knew that Hulk Hogan sold WrestleMania tickets, but when the show was over, Hogan should lay low for a while. So this means that Hogan can't become the WWF champion. He wouldn't be there to defend the title after Mania. Ric Flair can't beat Hogan for the title at WrestleMania either, because at that time, a heel wrestler typically didn't win the WWF championship at WrestleMania. Plus, you have Hulk Hogan maybe refusing to lose to Flair on the big stage. Also, Ric Flair was not a Vince McMahon creation, and we all know Vince doesn't like putting over things that weren't built via the WWF machine. There's no doubt in my mind that if Flair versus Hogan did happen at WrestleMania VIII, then the only outcome would be Hulk Hogan getting the win. But anyway, with all of this in mind, it begins to make sense as to why Hogan worked a non-title main event to close Mania. Get the match.
He pretty much summed it up. Hogan didn't want to do the match, didn't want to put Flair over. You know, it was too much egos involved, like I said before. And it unfortunately led to we got robbed out of a good match. Instead, we got crap like this match at the beach that no one cares about. We got matches at Halloween Havoc, like I said, no one cares about. The thing about it is, who would you pick when it comes down to it? Let's say they had the match at WrestleMania. Would you pick Hulk Hogan, the Hulkster, the Hulkamania, or would you pick Ric Flair, Mr. Woo? You know, I know I would pick Ric Flair. But yeah. This stinks, but also regarding that too, I don't know if you guys know. Also, Ric Flair, you could tell But you could tell Ric Flair, he said good things about Hulk Hogan, but you could tell that he still feels some type of way towards Hulk Hogan. You could tell he does. You could tell they do. And I know he goes on there. He also talks about Hulk Hogan and how he feels towards him. He know Hulk Hogan's a big marquee name, always has been, but he give him his props, but he still touches on it. And I think he does this on his own podcast, which is Ric Flair. And let's see, we're gonna see with Ric Flair what he had to say about Hulk Hogan. But Ric Flair, we know he felt some type of way. You can't tell me no different. We'll see what Mr. Flair had to say about him. Get to that in a second. Let's see.
Well, I want to ask this because a lot of old school wrestling fans discuss it all the time. You're regarded as being 1A or 1B, greatest of all time in-ring performer. Of course, people throw around Shawn Michaels' name as the other part of that equation. But they often take shots at Hulk Hogan and say, oh, he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that. Hulk Hogan loyalists would say, hey, did you see his work in Japan? That dude could wrestle. It just wasn't necessary for him to be a top card in the WWF. You were in the ring with him. What was the truth? How was Hulk in the ring?
Great. You didn't have to do all that shit.
Yeah.
And Japan was a war. By the way, Japan was a good payoff. But Japan, you were fighting every night.
Right.
When he and I were going there in the 80s, you think I like wrestling Jumbo and I like wrestling Tenryu and Fujinami and that, but wrestling Jumbo was a full-fledged fist fight.
Right.
For an hour. And he was an Olympic caliber wrestler. I couldn't do anything with him. But he couldn't beat me up. I mean, I'm not implying that, but I can't be the 6'4" guy. I think he won a bronze medal in Greco. But he threw me around like a rag doll. But it was a fight. I mean, we made money and we had fun and we drank beer, but Tenryu, Muda, guys like that were great. But for everyone like that, it was a guy that was a very difficult. They don't like to sell.
Right. Well, we love us some Hulk Hogan on this program. Without Hulk Hogan, I don't think I would be a wrestling fan. I don't think I would be doing this podcast to know you.
Hey, we owe him and Austin and guys like that. I mean, and Vince. I mean, we owe them a lot.
Old Spice, gentlemen, super hydrate.
Right, that was Ric Flair on his podcast talking about Hulk Hogan. Give him his due, give him his respect. And like I said, they highlight how Ric Flair, he wished that he said Hogan don't get enough respect. He said not just him, Austin, Vince, and many others. And also we may not have got this particular match at WrestleMania, which is Hogan versus Flair, but we did get a match as stated in the other interview by Russell Bios. We got this instead. We got Sid Vicious versus Hulk Hogan. That's the match that went down. As they state in the video, it was a box finish between that and Papa Shango, and they was ganging up on Hogan. Then the Ultimate Warrior return made the save. Hogan hugged Warrior, and that was it. End of that story. And that was the end of WrestleMania VIII closing out. And no Flair, no Hogan, none of that. But other than that, though, guys, that's just how it went down. Like I said, if you have to ask me who am I picking in this match, I'm picking Ric Flair. I'm picking the man. So they said to be the man, you got to beat the man. That's how I say it. That's how it goes.
man. You gotta beat the man.
That's who I'm picking. Ric Flair, my money on him. Hulk Hogan's good for star power. He's good for marquee matches, especially at WrestleMania type level. When it comes to wrestling ability, style, and swag, my money's all on Ric Flair all day. I would not pick anything else. But Hulk Hogan, like I said, he's one of the biggest names. He put pro wrestling on the map. You know, WrestleMania, when we think of WrestleMania, whether you like him or not, I do think of Hulk Hogan name first. It's not Stone Cold, it's not The Rock, not John Cena, not Roman Reigns. None of that. I think of Hogan first. He is a name that comes up. So unfortunately, that's how that will go. But it don't mean that he ain't legendary. Definitely. So you guys have to say regarding this. Oh man, you guys have a lot to say. AJ Styles, he's not natural. He's on. Oh yeah, definitely. Warrior did look weird. Macho and Flair 5-star match. That's the match that Flair ended up doing at WrestleMania VIII. And it was, I believe, it was for the Macho match WWF Championship. Appreciate that, Gerard. Love that soundbite myself, I can say. Brock Lesnar, like Mike Tyson, out parents soft voice. Hogan Bosch, not surprised. It's great to see Warrior return, definitely. Ken W. Woo! Salute, welcome to the locker room. Gerard said Bobby the Brain, the best manager ever. He is the best manager ever. Mr. Fuki and Jimmy Hart, of course, Paul Heyman. Japan is rude. Japan is real. Gerard said Hulk is a liar and he stole his gimmick from Billy Graham versus Jesse Ventura. That is an undisputed comment right there. Very undisputed. See what...
And that is undisputed.
Hogan little chance line, and then Hogan comes back to screw Brett and Yoka. True. Oh my Vince, it's so pep he and Crit will bury you. Yeah, he do. You're right about that. Hogan just did not like putting over anybody for that matter. But yeah, it's terrible, but that's how Hulk Hogan got down. And like I said, we had matches out of Flair and Hogan, just not the match we wanted. Now also, there's rumors here. Like I said, I don't know about Mr. Approach. I think Mr. Approach like a ESP or something. I don't know what his deal is. He speaks stuff to existence too much. But it did. There was a rumor. That Flair and Hogan, they had themselves a little brawl. What do I mean by that? I'm talking about a fight. They had a little fight there. They had a little scrabble. Yeah. Somebody gave somebody that work. I mean this.
You about to get that work, son.
And somebody got that work. And this is not no type of script. This is for real, I've heard. That's how much these guys didn't like each other. Ric Flair got Hogan locked up, got the blood on him, got all that on him. And these guys definitely, like I said, they feuded, had issues. They saw everywhere else on any other stage besides WrestleMania. That just baffles me, just thinking about it. Yeah, it's terrible. Like somebody got that work. I hope Flair get Terry Bollea. They call him by his government name. Dang, Gerardi, call him by his government name. But yeah, this is I don't know. What do you guys think of this whole match that never happened? I may do some more matches like this, more series. You know, we got plenty of them. I got a lot I could do. I could do the Sting versus Undertaker, a WrestleMania match. Remember Stone Cold versus Triple H versus The Rock at Survivor Series 1999? That never happened. You know, stuff like that. What happened? What if? You know, pretty much scenario. what it went down if it did go happen. But yeah, this was a brawl that they had, and Hogan definitely got some work done to him for that. But we know Hogan's not well liked in the locker room. He has been for many, many years. But in recent memory, he has gotten better with his life, turned his life over to God. Recently got baptized. I showed that a couple months ago here from Hulk Hogan's IG account. And definitely Hogan's a different person. So I will salute Hulk Hogan for that. He is trying to turn his life around. He recently also just got married for a third time. I think his wife's name is Sky or something like that, because he just divorced his second wife, Jennifer McDaniel, and he was married to for, I think, 10 years, a little over 10 years. But yeah, Hulk Hogan's trying to get better. We know he's alive. We know the stuff that come out of Hulk Hogan's mouth over the years. We know it's been cap.
That's cap. Totally cap.
We know that's cap. So yeah, Hulk Hogan's trying to get better, definitely. Gerard said, yes, Sting versus Undertaker was deep. I legit thought it might. Now, I'm more mad about that match not happening at WrestleMania, or even at all for that matter, worse than Hogan versus Flair. See, Hogan and Flair, that's a little before my era, but Sting and Undertaker definitely my era, no doubt about it. But yeah. You said no, he's not trying to turn his life around. It's too late for him. Dana Brooks said playtime's over. Yeah, yes, he been doing interviews. He got baptized. I played it on here. I don't think you was on it. I don't think Gerard was part of. I don't think you was watching my content at the time. But if you go back in my live streams, I highlighted how Hulk Hogan, when I first started the locker room, there was that he got baptized, tried to turn his life over to God. And you see in interviews where he has John 3:16. He talks about it. He has turned his life over from what I see. So he's trying to get better. You know, I give him an A for effort. Now, whatever else happens with him, you know what's going on, that's his business, but he is trying to turn on. And Dana Brooks said, playtime. I don't see, I ain't been watching TNA much lately with Dana Brooke or Ash by Elegance, whatever she calls herself these days. But yeah, Hulk Hogan's trying to get better, man. We gotta give everybody a chance, man. But the whole thing about this match that didn't go down, the reason we didn't get this is pretty simple, and it seemed like it all come down to egos, brand, selfishness. Ego meaning mostly Hulk Hogan's ego. Hulk Hogan thinking only about his brand, not about the WWE brand or WWF at the time, or Ric Flair's brand, how it could both not only help Hogan and WWE, but to help Ric Flair as well. Especially Ric Flair, a guy that was an NWA, WCW, that was not an original WWE guy, that could have really catapulted Ric Flair's name off into higher. His name, I think this match, Hogan feared too. Hogan feared that Ric Flair would have been bigger than him. It ain't not just about losing to Flair. Flair would have been bigger than Hulk Hogan. He might have been bigger than him if this match had happened, and definitely if Flair would have got over Hogan in this match. And of course, selfishness, meaning Hogan never want to put nobody over that he sees as a threat. So ego, meaning it's ego getting away with everything, and just everything. I believe that's the reasons why this match did not happen. That's the real reason why there was no Hogan versus Flair at WrestleMania, particularly WrestleMania VIII. And I wish it could have went down. But like I said, it seems like you guys are interested. You guys like this kind of content of what match, why this match did not happen or would have happened, could have, should have. No matter if it's a WrestleMania or any other match, a stage, brand, company, whatever. I would like to do more of these if you guys like it. And I seem like the reception is very well. I'm not, so I think the more of these will be done in the near future. But this is definitely this match will go down as one of the matches that did not go down, and it's up there And right there above it, or if not above it, or right under it, I should say, Sting versus Undertaker, WrestleMania. So definitely another one. And it's similar. It should have been Sting is like Flair, a non-WWE guy, NWA, WCW, also holding a big old belt. And Undertaker is Hogan, a guy that's mostly been in WWE, WWE legend, Hall of Famer, multiple time WWE champion. It's very similar to this situation, but that is a whole different story of how that went down. And then that's it as far as that goes. But definitely something that didn't go down. Gerard said the training Prince Williams all at. Yeah, I know that part was. I know that. I'm talking about Hogan now at his age. Dana Brooks said playtime over at NXT days. I didn't watch NXT when she was in there. I don't remember watching that. Terry Bollea is more selfish than a shellfish. Hogan can recognize the rest from a mile away. Yeah, definitely. I like this should fight. Okay. Not talking about that on here. I think you should fight rules good. And they were lying when they say anything can go down anywhere. Gerard said Alistair Black versus Undertaker should have been booked as well. Yeah, if the Bray Wyatt didn't beat him, definitely. I agree with you on that, Gerard. Batista versus Brock Lesnar should have been a thing. Yeah, I've always wanted that. They only wrestled once in OVW, the developmental days. That was their version of NXT, Ohio Valley Wrestling. And Batista did defeat Brock Lesnar. Just a little spoiler. Didn't mean to get that to you guys. But yeah, I could talk about that too. Batista and Brock. Alistair versus Taker. The match that never was. That should have happened, but never was. But these are the reasons I believe that there was no Hogan versus Flair at WrestleMania VIII. These three come down to these three things, and I mean it mainly from Hulk Hogan's end, and a little bit of Vince McMahon too. But other than that, though, guys, that is all I have regarding why there was no Hogan versus Flair at WrestleMania. Thank you guys for coming out. You guys let me know what you think of this match that it never was, that could have happened. Definitely at WrestleMania, back at WrestleMania VIII, 1992. So definitely, guys, I thank you all for coming out to Locker Room, late locker room tonight. The Life Flair doing helicopter, absolutely. It's a legend. Styling and profiling. Knows about Randy Orton, Johnson in their prime. Never occurred. Not a WrestleMania, no. But yeah, guys, thank you all for coming out. Appreciate the help of your support in every way possible. Soon two bills will pop up. First will be, can Swerve Strickland be marketed as world champion? Second video is when Timeless had all smoke for all WWE. And until then, it is O-U-T.